Good afternoon. It's been 480 days. Not that I've been counting, but finally, 90 Minutes Live is back, and we're back with a bang with the FA Cup preliminary round here at Watson Park, Ware against AFC Dunstable coming up. Full live commentary from myself, Pete Hill, and of course the man who sits to my right hand side, Simon Alamandi. It's great to be back, mate.
Oh, Pete, good afternoon everyone else as well, and it is absolutely fantastic to have you back. It's been such a long time, and I know everyone else in the local area welcomes you back as well. So yeah, it's great to get started, and what an afternoon to get started with as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to say thanks to all those people that sent messages of support. They really did matter. So thank you very much. And on with the football. Let's take you through the two team lineups. And as far as we're concerned, of course, big news around here was the departure of Brandon Adams, who's gone to join Potter's Bar. He's in their squad this afternoon for their home game against Lewis. So Paul Halsey makes two changes from the team that did play against Potter's Bar. Lost on penalties in the Arts Charity Cup, of course. Jack Dreyer and Reece Monsanya come in to a side that will have Fred Burbage in goal. Think it's going to be a back four with Jordan Spearman, David Sota, Lewis Rose and Dan Rumans. And then we'll have Declan Nishi, Jack Dreyer, Freddie Moncur, Mitch Hahn and Reece Monsanya. Not quite sure where they're all going to play, but they're all going to be in support of Theo Ofori, who's going to be up front. On the bench, Joe Gearman, Richard Ennin, Joel Jacobs, Matt Walsh, Bailey Eden and Darian Furlong. As far as AFC Dunstable concerned, the big news for them is, of course, complete change over the summer. They've been taken over by an academy company. The chairman's gone, the manager's gone. Joe Oxley is now in charge. And on Tuesday night, they had an average age of 19 years and 6 months. And I can tell you, in the lineup I'm about to announce now, their oldest player is just 21. So Thomas Finch in goal, Rio Dial, Max Rosner, Ben Wayman, who we know well, of course, from his time at Hartford. Callum Nicholson is the captain. He spent a little bit of time at Welling Garden City. Cameron Cook, John Shamalo, who's the only one left from the squad of last season, Tra Lucas, Josiah Ramsey, Enrico Greco and Bobby Knight. On the bench, they've got a goalkeeper who's Joshua Ameg Gamvi, John V. Williams, Aaron Onginto, Callum Martin, Bruce Oyobi and Dan Naylor. Our referee is Alex Bernier, and his two assistants, Peter Parkins and Ian Nelson. So that's the I's dotted and the T's crossed. A lot of experience in the Ware side against the team whose average age, I haven't worked it out, but he'll be hovering around the 19 mark.
Yeah, it will be, yeah. And as you say, a complete change from what we know, like they've been like, the last couple of seasons. And obviously, it's like you say, a lot of change, management change, and coming in with that academy lot. But let's see what they can. Age doesn't really matter in some cases, does it?
No, absolutely not. We found that out with Hartford, in fact, and that was the first step on the league ladder for AFC Dunstable, of course, when they won 2-1. With a goal in the last minute of the meeting of what must be two of the youngest squads in the league, without a shadow of a doubt. They're in orange shirts and black shorts this afternoon, with the goalkeeper in a very vivid pink shirt, so we won't miss him. As far as the FA Cup record goes, we're pretty similar with both teams, actually. Both went out in the preliminary round last season, where at Berkhamsted and AFC Dunstable against Edgware and Kingsbury. And the year before that, they both reached the third qualifying round. Kidderminster away for Ware and Peterborough Sports away for AFC Dunstable. But really looking at what AFC Dunstable did in the past, with the complete changes there, you can take all that with a pinch of salt. As far as Ware are concerned, Simon, well, Brandon's gone, and we wonder how they're going to line up. Yeah,
it's obviously a bit of changes. I mean, he was there from Tuesday, so obviously a very sudden move. And I'm sure Max Mitchell, Potter's Bar manager, liked what he saw when they played them in the Hearts Charity Shield game, and he's quickly snapped them up.
Well, he's collecting Ware players, isn't he? Liam Dogson's there, Lee Rose is there, Sam Cheney's there, Liam Hope's the assistant manager, and they've added Brandon Adams, so almost another team that's playing there at Potter's Bar. The new faces out there, by the way, for Ware fans. Reece Monsanya is a wide player, was with Cock Fosters. And Richard Hennin, who's on the bench, another wide player from Enfield Town. Mitch Hahn is immensely experienced. He's 35, which he won't like me saying it, but it means that he could be the father of most of this team as far as AFC Dunstable are concerned. But didn't mean it, Mitch, honestly. David Sota, who was formerly at Potters Bar. Darian Furlong, who really impressed in the game against Potters Bar. His dad, Paul Furlong, of course, and his brother plays for West Brom. He's on the bench this afternoon, so we will see how Ware line up. Referee's interesting character. A few years ago, he was off to China as one of 14 British referees refereeing a youth tournament there. So he's been around a little bit. As I do, if I had a gun, no, he comes from Cambridgeshire, just up the road. So it's 90 minutes live for the first time, and certainly not the last this season. We'll be following Ware, Hertford and Welwyn Garden City. But for today, it's the preliminary round of the Emirates FA Cup. It's Ware against AFC Dunstable. And we're just about to get underway here at Watson Park with Ware kicking from left to right. So it's going to be AFC who start us off. Again, a Ware lineup actually. Mitch Hahn's wearing 9, so he may well be playing a little bit up front. They've actually got a 4-4-2 go, 4-2-4 rather, going at the kick-off, but I'm sure that will settle down. There's just a little bit of a conflab between Paul Wolsey and the officials. Not the first time Paul's talking to an official, is it?
No, it's not at all. I mean, we know about all the rule changes as well this season, with yellow cards from the managers and players surrounding the referee, etc., etc. And there's been games where there's been several yellow cards and red cards and things like that. So it'll be interesting this season to see if that's implemented down at this level. Yeah,
it certainly will. Well, where we go then, AFC Dunstable will get us underway, looking for a place in the first qualifying round of the FA Cup on the 2nd of September, which is the date. Looking for a few quid as well, not as much as it used to be. Winners today, though, at £1,444. Where with Mitch Hahn tries to play the ball through to Theo Afori on this right-hand side. He's put under immediate pressure down there by Rico Greco, but manages to go inside him. Afori goes down under challenge. Referee points in the opposite direction and lets the game go on, with AFC Dunstable coming away with the ball on the halfway line with Bobby Knight. Knight's ball is a little bit wayward, though. In fact, it was Troy Lucas who puts it out for a throw in. Excuse me, the team sheet. I've just noticed the team sheet on the AFC Dunstable side is in what I call random order. So we've got 1, 2, 5, 4, 7, 10, 9, 11. Great if you're playing bingo, but it's not too good if you're a commentator. But, Jordan Spearman, we see him with number 2. He's taken the throw for Ware. Good long throw, headed back inside the Ware half by Ben Wayman, to be picked up by John Shimolo. Rangy figure, certainly the tallest figure in what is a pretty diminutive side for AFC Dunstable, as the ball breaks on this near side for their number 7 and skipper Callum Nicholson. Nicholson plays the ball outside, but Ware will sort that out and chip it forward. Afori's flick finds Mitch Hahn inside the centre circle. Afori's offside. Wasn't a bad idea, but didn't quite get the movement with the two together. Pretty attacking looking lineup this for Ware, isn't it? It almost is that 4-2-4 that they started with at the kick-off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know if the opponents and the way they've set up has come into it. We know Paul does like to do his homework on that. So and we know he likes to change things up as well. So maybe he's taken that into consideration.
Yeah, Freddie Moncur and Declan Nishi really holding it in midfield, and Monsanya's on the left, who's on the ball now. Manages to win a throwaway from Rio Dial, 20-year-old, was in the academy at Milton Keynes Dons. They played a game in the FA Cup, of course, of AFC Dunstable. Newport Pagnell at home. They won that by 2-1. Debut go for Ben Wayman on that particular occasion. If you're on about Hertford Town, by the way, and what Ben Hurd thinks about a few players that have left, then go over to our YouTube channel. Really interesting interview that Simon did with Ben. Doesn't name any names, but if you know enough about local football, I think you can know who he's talking about. AFC Dunstable in possession then, with Josiah Ramsey, plays the ball back into his own half. Midway inside his own half is Max Rosner, who decides to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Not the biggest goalkeeper, Tom Finch. He's on the books of Cambridge United at the moment, though. As AFC Dunstable taking the time to get out of their own half. Patient build-up from Joe Oxley's team. Long ball on that far side. Finally does reach the halfway line, but David Soto will sort that out for Ware. Breaks in the centre circle for Nicholson, who finds Ben Wayman. Making the overlap down the left-hand side is Rico Greco. Greco, who started on the Barnet Academy, has not managed to keep the ball under control, though. Spearman was the defender for Ware. We've had 3 minutes here, and it's Ware 0, AFC Dunstable 0. No game we're interested in the FA Cup, of course. It's a difficult trip, this. Welwyn Garden City go to Romford, who haven't lost a game so far this season, and also league action at Hertford at home to Kidlington. After their excellent win against Biggleswade Town, Ben Hurd's team will be hopeful they can get something out of that. As Shimola, he kind of just bounced off of Dan Rumans, and David Soto will bring it forward on that far side. He's wearing 3 and playing left back, can play anywhere across the back line. Fred Burbage's long ball forward. Mitch Hahn goes up, but loses out the header to Bobby Knight. And inside the centre circle is Ben Wayman. Wayman, left-hand side, wears 4. Plays in a more central role than we're used to seeing with Hertford Town when he was a wide player. On that far side, Dial's come forward, but doesn't manage to control the ball. Sort of interesting seeing Ben Wayman play there.
Yeah. As you say, obviously we're more used to seeing him on the right hand side. But you say about this average age for AFC Dunstable. Ben's only 20, but he's got so much experience at this level already, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was at Hertford 2019. I do believe we saw him make his debut, I think, which might have been away. I think it was away at Staines.
I think you're right, yeah.
I think he was in that game, they won, scoring 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. Ball on that far side at the moment with AFC Dunstable. The tide really yet to get going. Where might now, though, because Forey's got the ball on the halfway line. Turns around Nicholson. Tackle comes in from Ben Wayman and robs him of the ball. Shamalo goes away down that right-hand side, pulls the ball across the area and just a little bit too far for Troy Lucas. He'll keep it in, though. Ware got some defending to do here. Is Ben Wayman steps on the ball. So does Theo Afori. And then finally it scuffs its way up to Mitch Hahn midway inside the Ware half. Spearman's got a little bit more time now on the right-hand side. Bright sunshine here. The run had come in from Jack Dreyer. There's the headband, but nothing doing on that particular occasion. And AFC who've had the most of the possession, it's fair to say, in the opening 5 minutes. Have the ball on this near side. They lost in the week, of course, 4-2 against North Lee. North Lee are the visitors here next Saturday, which brings us a spooky reoccurrence for me. My last 2 games were against AFC Dunstable and North Lee, and it looks like the 2 games back are going to be against those 2 as well, which is a little bit spooky. As from the penalty spot, Callum Nicholson thumps the ball out to the halfway line, where Shamalo, who's a bit of a physical presence up there, despite the fact he's only 19. He's come from the youth setup, and the ball here is going to find him again inside the area. Tries the shot and just over the top of the crossbar. First shot in anger by either side. And Dan Rumans having a little bit of word with the referee, thinking it should have been a free kick, but that was a decent opportunity for the young man.
Yeah, it was. It was a ball put in through for him nicely, and he's taken his chance. Maybe snatched it just a little bit, and it's just gone over Fred's crossbar.
Well, Dan Rumans continues the dialogue with the referee, and I think the referee's going to show him a card here. I'm not sure, but he's not very happy with what Dan's telling him. But, meanwhile, Fred Burbage has come out to have his little Captain Bennett as well. No Steve King today, Statman is away, but hopefully he's listening to us. And I have looked up the stats, Steve, thanks to everything that you've put on the Ware website. I don't know, our challenge, I think even you may not have. So listen on half-time for the stat line works out this morning. As on the halfway line, AFC Dunstable made the brightest start on this near side, looking for their skipper Callum Nicholson, but he's robbed by Jordan Spearman. Lewis Rose, the Ware skipper, will get it up towards the halfway line. Rico Greco can only find Jack Dreyer. Very nice pirouettes by Mitch Hahn on the halfway line. And the ball via Freddie Moncur sends David Sota scurrying away on the left-hand side. It was rather behind him, and the momentum on Ware's attack has dropped a little bit. And Monsagna will try and pick it up again as he finds Jack Dreyer. He's robbed by his fellow number 7, Nicholson. And the ball put out for a throw-in to Ware on the far side. David Sota brings in a diminutive Freddie Moncur. Moncur's ball on the far side to Sota, looking for Mitch Hahn. Good header comes end away from Max Rosner. Blonde ahead, centre back will get it back. Long ball forward, and Trey Lucas was a bit unlucky there. Bounced off the back of his head, and Spearman should get it away here for Ware, and does. Onto the halfway line though, where it's picked up by Ben Wayman. Declan, she's struggling to get the game a little bit in Ware's central midfield at the moment. Wayman and particularly Callum Nicholson have been in the ascendancy for AFC Dunstable. Wayman fires in a short one bounce straight into the midriff of Fred Burbidge. I think if Wolsey's thinking anything, it's that he wants to get midfield more involved in this game at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And as you say, AFC Dunstable, they've had the better control of the midfield. The Ware centre of the field so far haven't really got going, but it's still early days yet, and hopefully they will find their way into the game shortly.
Yeah, 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Waddesdon Park, first commentary of the season for us on 90 Minutes Live. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Don't forget you can follow us through the week when there isn't any football, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can have a laugh, I'll be having a go at that, on the Facebook page, and also on our brilliant YouTube channel, which has had numerous hits, and will feature highlights of today's game. And after the game, of course, we'll be talking to Bob Wolsey to get his thoughts. And that'll be a brand new channel on Spreaker, which I should tell you about, which will be called Match Highlights and Reaction. And we'll hope to have reaction from our local managers. Paul Halsey here, of course, and Ben Hurd at Hartford, and Mark Weatherston, who's had a little bit of a baptism of fire at Welwyn Garden City. Hopefully they'll get it together this afternoon at Romford. News on that at half-time. As Max Rosner gets the ball under no pressure at all midway inside his own half. Feeds it out to that far side to Rio Dial. Dial finds Rosner again and puts it across the box to his fellow centre-back Bobby Knight. Knight forward, looking for Ben Wayman. Wayman has to turn away from Jack Dreyer, and then he puts it back at the feet of his goalkeeper Thomas Finch. Finch will find Bobby Knight. Knight finds Ben Wayman. Wayman's long ball forward has the overlapping Rio Dial on that far side. Made his name really as a midfield player. Scored a few goals from midfield position, but used as very much a right back by the new management team at AFC. Here's Theo Ofori, that's a good ball. Mitch Hahn controls it on the edge of the area and got too much support. Brings in Reece Monsagna. Monsagna looks to go beyond Dial. Dial gets the foot in, and we get the first corner of the afternoon to be taken on that far side of the field. You'd think they would fancy their chances aerially. Dan Rumans and Lewis Rose are coming up from the back. Declan Nishi is in there. Jack Dreyer, Mitch Hahn also. And saying fairly diminutive lineup for AFC Dunstable. Pulled everybody back. including John Shimalo, as Monsagna is going to take the corner. Low one along the ground. Dreyer, one touch. Mitch Hahn go and get hold of it, and in the end it was sorted out pretty easily by Cameron Cook. Long ball forward by Nicholson. Shimalo will chase, and he's beaten Dearman to it, but that's excellent covering by the number 8, Freddie Moncur, who'd read the problem with Dan Rumans and Lewis Rose caught upfield and managed to get that ahead of the big number 9. Nishi's given it away to Cook, but he's given it away in turn to Monsagna. Dreyer's got a bit of time, does well, turns well. Ball down that left-hand side, sends Mitch Harmon on his bike, but, well, in his younger years he might have caught that, but as it happens, Mitch just a little bit way off. But saying that, I mean, that is a man of immense experience and great team, great player to have at the club.
Oh yeah. We know Paul likes these these mixtures of youth and experience, doesn't he? And adding someone like him is going to be fantastic to help these younger players as well at the club.
Very quick to follow me on Twitter as well. Top man, Mitch.
Same for me, and same for 90 Minutes Live as well. Yeah.
There he is on the edge of the area, battling away with Rosner. Jack Dreyer pulls in the shot, but it goes wide of the target and along the ground. Reasonable ground here on an August Saturday, of course. A lot of people will be away on a holiday still. As Bobby Knight has it on the edge of his own 18-yard box. Long ball forwards on that far side. Maurice Monsagna goes in, puts the ball out under the challenge of Rio Dial. Dial will bring in Joshua Ramsey. Ramsey back to Dial, and Dial all the way back to the goalkeeper Thomas Finch. It's certainly an AFC Dunstable side, and no criticism of previous sides, but this is one that likes to play the ball along the park. The previous sides have been big, and they haven't been shy of making a challenge and have rather gone for the Route 1 approach, but that's not certainly what this team are all about. As skipper Nicholson gets robbed of the ball by Declan Nishi. Nishi's got Monsagna outside. He's got Theo Ofori on the edge of the area. Ofori steps on the ball and allows Bobby Knight to bring it away. Knight finds the number 10, Cameron Cook. Cameron Cook on this side to Nicholson, who seems to be everywhere. Nicholson, edge of the area, plays it in to Shimalo, who will try a shot, and it bounces off the frame of the goal, but gets a deflection, well, presumably off Dan Rumans. Didn't come off Fred, did it?
No, it didn't come off Fred, yeah. It must be a slight deflection off the end of Dan's boot, I would imagine.
Gives Dan another chance to have a word with the referee. And corner's going to be taken, first one of the afternoon for AFC, by Ben Wayman. Takes it short to the edge of the area to Cameron Cook. Cameron Cook's got Mitch Hahn in front of him. Plays it to Nicholson, whose ball is wayward for the first time, and goes out for a goal kick to Ware. 15 minutes gone in the FA Cup here on 90 Minutes Live, bringing you local football throughout the season, featuring Ware, Hertford Town and Welling Garden City. And also keeping an eye on our teams in the Hart Senior County League and the Thurlow Nunn League as well, where St Margaret's Ferry find themselves these days. And some interesting teams in the Hart Senior County League. Hatfield Town now play their games at Hertford, and at the top of the table and flying at the moment, as are Hertford Heath, who've made some decent signings. So it's going to be an interesting division to watch this year, the premier of the Hart Senior County League. Jordan Spearman pinches a couple of yards away and is forced back towards the halfway line with a throw to a Ware side, who it's fair to say have not got going yet. Freddie Moncur, long ball forward. Mitch Hahn takes down on his chest and impedes the number 8, Joshua Ramsey, and the referee right on there, Alex Bernier, gives the free kick forward to Shimalo, who this time goes over under challenge from Freddie Moncur. Means another free kick on the halfway line for this young AFC Dunstable side, who next off will face one of the new teams in our division, suddenly Division 1 Central, Kings Langley, and then away on Bank Holiday Monday against one of the other new teams, Leighton Town. as Freddie Moncur turns away from one, but then gives it away to Ramsey, who in turn gives it away to Dan Rumans. Scrappy stuff. Far side, Monsagna gets the ball, plays it down the line for Theo Ofori. Ofori's there with Bobby Knight. Knight gets the challenge in, and Ware will get a throw in parallel to the edge of the 18-yard box. As Monsagna will pick it up. Monsagna still going. Rosner's tackle will give Ware their second corner of the afternoon to be taken on that far side of the field by Reece Monsagna. The long throw, of course, is on the bench if Darian Furlong does come on. And AFC Dunstable will have to do something about that. Monsagna plays it short again. Monsagna across the box, up go their heads, and goalkeeper Finch just gets it off the head of Lewis Rose, the Ware captain. Quite well, the young goalkeeper there, under a big amount of pressure. Ball down this near side. John Chamallo, who looked useful, and Fred Burbage has got to come out of the goal here to stop Charles Lucas getting at the back pass. And Burbage does thumps it out, and it will be a throw in to AFC Dunstable, midway inside the Ware half, to be taken by their number 3, 21-year-old Rico Greco. He's one of the ones that has got a bit of experience in this side. For a lot of this young team, their first real time at this level, as Monsagna picks the ball up. They've acquitted themselves well here at Watson Park so far. Monsagna trying to do something about that, though. Declan Nish has got the ball. He will fire it in with a left foot and just wide of the target. That's the closest Ware have come. Did well, didn't pick him up, and shot just wide of Thomas Finch's goal.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously he's run into a little bit of space there, and the AFC Dunstable players they're backing off of him. He's seen a little gap between the defenders, opened up to allow him a shot, and as you say, just wide.
I think the men have just changed the formation perhaps a little bit, in the fact Freddie Moncur's pushing a little deeper, which gives Declan the chance to go forward. Good challenge by Spearman on the halfway line, sends Theo Ofori going down the right hand side. Ofori inside, outside Ben Wayman, he's in the area. Here's Jack Drow with a chance for a shot, cross the area and side footed in by Mitch Hahn for his first competitive goal in a Ware shirt. Lovely build up. Spearman won the ball, lovely ball down to Ofori into Jack Dreyer, and easy as you like, Mitch Hahn makes it Ware 1, AFC Dunstable 0.
Yeah, that was a fantastic team goal, wasn't it? As you say, Theo Ofori, lovely little bit of work down the right hand side, into the middle, and easy tap in for Mitch.
20 minutes gone. He opens his account for his new club. He did score one pre-season, of course. Cracker it was as well. Friendly against Berkhamsted. Free kick. But that one tapped in very nicely by Ware's new number 9. And AFC Dunstable, despite their promising start, I've got to get back into the match. Here's Max Rosner. Always makes you wonder with a young team when they go down. What's going to happen? Well, we'll find out. As ball forward. Nice control by Charles Lucas, and he's got a chance here. Lucas is in the area. He's gone all the way, and he's equalised for AFC Dunstable. Well, I said, what will a young team do when they go behind? And the answer is, within a minute, they go back level. It's Ware 1, AFC Dunstable 1.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's your answer, isn't it? You're asking the question. And they have come back, from going to goal down, responded in the best possible way that they could have done, and pulled the scores level.
Well, Trey Lucas, so I understand. Thank you for the gentleman sitting to our right, and he's put AFC Dunstable right and level. I've got to say they deserve it. They've done well in the opening period of this game. Paul Halsey will be absolutely livid, as we know him, inside the dugout. One thing you don't do is when you've scored, you keep your composure and don't let the opposition come back. Well, Ware did that, and it's 1-1. Ofori forward to Mitch Hahn, the goal scorer, heads it down for Jack Dreyer. Dreyer's ball is a good one as Ofori right hand side of the box. Game's picking up now. Ofori's challenged well though by Rico Greco, who comes away with the ball, turns inside. Gives it to his skipper, Callum Nicholson. Nicholson finds Ben Wayman, who's found a bit of space inside left position, going inside the Ware half. Trey Lucas has made another run, but this time the number 11 is offside. He was one of the changes, of course, didn't start the game against North Lee on Tuesday night, brought in by Joe Oxley and his manager Brad so far. David Soter with the ball for Ware on the halfway line, right hand side, back for Dan Rumans. Rumans for Soter, looking for a bit of movement up front, didn't really get any, and then just punted it forward. And Thomas Finch will collect it. Oh, he's rolled out and made a mistake. Theo Afori, though, can't get the other side of Bobby Knight, who gets AFC Dunstable, and particularly their keeper, out of all sorts of trouble there. There's all on that far side with Cook. Cook for Max Rosner. Rosner back to the goalkeeper again, whose touch wasn't all that good. Does get it away from Mitch Hahn, and Rosner, with the blonde Barnett, will come forward. Trey Lucas coming more and more into the game. Couldn't pick it up there, though. Moncur just about manages to get the ball back to Dan Rumans, but it was a free kick, says our referee. So on the far side, we will have it with Dan Rumans. It's 1-1. Halfway through the first half here on 90 Minutes Live of our first commentary of the season. Where's goal coming from Mitch Hahn, and within a minute was Trey Lucas, who had equalised for AFC Dunstable. And Tom Finch hasn't had the best of a couple of minutes, the young goalkeeper. His touch there has given Ware a corner on this near side. First corner to be taken from the near side. It's going to be Mitch Hahn who will take the corner. Rumans and Lewis Rose and also Declan Nishi have come up from the back. Corner driven across and headed out fairly easily by Nicholson on the edge of the 18-yard box. David Soter will get back into the danger zone. Bobby Knight heads it down. Lewis Rose will control it and put a shot which is deflected wide of the target. And gives Ware their fourth corner of the afternoon. Evens them up. 2 from Mitch Hahn now on this side for East Ponsanya. Took the other 2 on the other side. And once again, everybody back inside that 18-yard box for AFC Dunstable. Freddie Moncur looking for the short one on this near side. Don't think Mitch will take that option, but he's talking to the assistant about where the ball is in the corner quadrant at the moment. I think they need to get a set square out to measure that one. But Mitch is happy, assistant's happy. Here comes the corner, driven across again, and it's wayward, it's got to be said. But will break to Dan Rumans on the edge of the box. That gets a deflection, but it should be kept in by Rio Dial on that far side. Turns inside Monsanya and finds his goalkeeper Thomas Finch, who will breathe a bit of a sigh of relief that the last couple of minutes have gone by, the young goalkeeper. Here's Rosner. Rosner's ball forward, finds Nicholson on the halfway line, chance to move, and in the end it was Shimalo who was making the run, but in the end it all went back to Fred Burbage. And still, the AFC Dunstable side making life difficult for Ware. You think Ware went into this game as favourites. Started off, of course, on Tuesday night here with a very good win against Welling Garden City. 4-2. Long ball forward, headed up in the air by Ben Wayman. Ofori will take in a lovely overhead kick. Declan Nishi with the cross, and on the far post it's Diallo who gets AFC out of trouble, and then Ofori kind of stumbles straight over Callum Cook, who gets up gingerly. In fact, it's going to be the physio that's come on to give Callum a little bit of attention. Nakini Jayak Bodie is the physio for AFC Dunstable, but I don't think she was needed there. Got a little bit of run out though. I mean, she's got one of those watches, she's got a few steps on, didn't she?
Run out and then she just run straight back.
Yeah. Free kicks taken short to Ben Wayman. Onto the halfway line where Spearman misses the ball, and away comes the dangerous number 11 Trey Lucas. Lucas again. Quick feet, there's Ramsey left hand side of the box, manages to keep it in and cannons it off Lewis Rose for a corner, which will be taken on this near side of the field by the number 7. Callum Nicholson. In fact, no, he's going to leave it for Ben Wayman, another 20-year-old. Started his career, actually started his career at Coney Heath when he was snapped up as a youngster by Hartford. Good corner to the far stick, and Rosner was battling away with Dan Rumans, and in the end the ball goes out for a throw-in to Ware. Just got aside a new assistant manager here, of course, Ryan Wade. No Mickey Bardle. We'll miss that beaming smile. Hopefully we might catch up with him later in the season. But Ryan knows about this area, Hertford, St Margaret's Bury. He's very much a man of East Herts football. His ball's picked up inside the AFC half by Rico Greco. Has to hurry just a little bit to get the ball away from Theo Ofori. Ball finds Greco again. Forward for Trey Lucas, who just nips it off of Theo. The ball goes out for a throw into AFC. 28 gone in the first half of the FA Cup preliminary round, of course. There were games last night. Aylesbury United game at Cropper as the first team from our division, as we call it, Southern League Division 1 Central. As Hertford, of course, sadly already out. They went in the extra preliminary round at Woodford Town. As Moncur puts the ball out far side. Decent ball to David Sota. Sota for Monsagno. He's a little lively when he's had the ball. Monsagno going left, going right. Sota looks to tee up the cross, gets it across the box. Ben Wayman in the way. Monsagno will get it back, brings it down nicely. Under challenge from Dial. Puts it ball for David Sota. Sota inside for Jack Dreyer. Dreyer fires the ball in. And in the end it was Rosner who heads it out. Still wearing ascendancy there until Ramsey kicks it out and only finds Freddie Moncur, who gives it away to Shimalo, and it's was 3 against 3, but not a good ball. And in the end, Dan Rumans can put it all the way back to the keeper, Fred Burbage. In the lime green this afternoon, it's Fred. Ball forward by Lewis Rose. Probably Knight lets it run under his foot, but Rosner sorts it out. And high one to the halfway line, headed back towards Lewis Rose. Lewis will take his time, thread it out far side to Reece Monsagno. He's got the L on him very quickly, but finds David Sota. A bit of an understanding developing, I think, between those two down the left-hand side. Here comes Monsagno again. Dial there with him. There's a good battle between those two young players. Rosner has it, but only finds Freddie Moncur midway inside the AFC Dunstable half. Right-hand side, there's Jordan Spearman. Spearman's pulls a loose one, and Ofori does well to make something of it, and does very well. Goes outside Cook. Theo Ofori still going. Ofori on the far side, through the legs of Ramsey, finds Monsagno. Monsagno left-hand side of the box, heavy touch, and Dial manages to get it away. Nice approach work by Theo Ofori, but in the end all comes to nothing. Bright sunshine, warm day here at Watson Park, and meanwhile player down, which is Ben Wayman. Yeah, didn't you see what happened there?
Physio's coming on again.
Well, here she comes.
There she goes, getting them steps in.
Yeah, she's done well all the way across. But, she's new. Good. Steve Aith, of course, who was the manager at AFC Dunstable, was there 10 seasons with a good mate of Paul Halsey's. But Steve managed to decided to call it a day at the end of last season. So a whole new setup at Creasy Park, which is a home of AFC Dunstable. And meanwhile, the players just having one of those kind of unofficial timeout breaks, I think you call it. It's taking on a little bit of liquid. I've got to say, Ware went in front. You thought they'd take off there, but I think Paul will be a bit disappointed so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you said before, the thing what you want to do when you take the lead is just hold your fort for at least the next 5 minutes and not give a goal, back straight away. And Paul will surely let the players know at half time what he thinks of that, if he's not letting them know now. But as you say, these drink breaks, when you get a little chance I think it's necessary, especially in this heat, because it's very warm out there, isn't it? So I think it's fair enough, and a good chance for the players to take a little bit of fluid on.
Yeah, absolutely. Good news is Ben Wayman's all right. And McKeaney has added a few more steps as she comes across to the dugout here. Players having been refreshed. Is Kevin in charge of filling up drinks bottles?
I was just going to say, I think he's gone back to top them up.
He can have a go at mine if mine ever goes down, so I'll remember that. As David Sota is going to, the referee's going over David Sota. What the referee wants to do here, a drop ball is, I assume. Freddie Moncoeur's there. John Shamlalo is there, drops to the feet of Freddie Moncoeur. On this near side, picks up Theo Afori, who was in space, but decided to head the ball forward only to Rico Greco onto the halfway line. And here's Trey Lucas again. He's not a good player as the 11, as he nips the ball through the legs of Lewis Rose. He's played his football at Crawley Green, which is Spartan South Midlands League level, so certainly a level below this, but looked like a good player. Ball bounces off of Greco and goes out for a throw in of Ware, which Afori will leave to Jordan Spearman. In fact, he'll leave it to Mitch Hahn, who will take the throw in. Dan Rumens is coming up from the back, so not seen Mitch take one before, so Ware have got plenty in their armoury as far as long throws are concerned, if Mitch can hurl one in here as well. So here it comes from the right-hand side. Not a bad one. Dan Rumens goes up. It bounces off of Ben Wayman and then bounces back off of Dan Rumens and goes behind for a goal kick. So that's interesting. So Mitch Hahn can have a go, and we certainly know what Darian Furlong can do if he gets on.
Oh, I mean, his throw, when we saw him last week, was fantastic. I mean, you said at the time, it was almost like having a corner, isn't it? If it's right down by the penalty box.
Yeah, if this gets a little bit edgy towards the ends, then that's a player that you certainly might want to put on. But long way to go before then. Cook's ball on this near side, evades Afori, and Rico Greco hits it first time to his skipper Nicholson. Nicholson brings in Dial. Dial forward for Callum Cook. Touches heavy. Sota gets it away, but only onto the chest of Bobby Knight on the halfway line, and Ben Wayman will pick it up and take it back inside his own half. As the ODs, as they are called, was originally were old Dunstablians, of course, for the club formed back in 2011, I think it was. As Jack Dreyer is robbed of the ball by the very lively Nicholson. He's impressed this afternoon as the skipper for AFC Dunstable. Brings in Trey Lucas, another one who's impressed. Lucas trying to go inside Spearman. He does. Lewis Rose is just about there, and Jack Dreyer scuffs it away. But it's at the feet of Ramsey, who once again will bring in Nicholson. Nicholson brings Rico Greco in. He's left-hand side of the area. He pulls it back across. And the shot which came in from Cook bounced off David Sota. And he's given the ball. Ben Wayman's given the ball away. Nietzsche making progress. Right-hand side is Mitch Hahn. 3 against 3 at 4. He points to where he wants it. He's got it, but good covering by Max Rosner, who comes back across. The ball goes off for 4, and the chance goes begging for Ware.
Yeah, a great away move there for Ware, and fantastic defending from AFC Dunstable as well to prevent Ware taking that chance.
Need a bit more of that as far as the home fans are concerned. Far side of the field, Dial tries to get the ball away from Sota, chases him down and goes all the way to force Rosner to go back to the goalkeeper, Thomas Finch. Only 18, the goalkeeper. And again, in a side where the oldest player is 21, that doesn't mean a lot, does it? As Shamalo on that far side rolls it in to the impressive Nicholson, who finds Ben Wayman. Wayman's ball is a good one. Rico Greco, luckily for Ware, trod on the ball, and Dan Spearman, in fact, has got the opportunity to get it away via Nicholson and go behind for a throw in. 8 minutes to go before the break here at Wadson Park, where 1 at AFC Dunstable, 1 Mitch Hahn, giving Ware the lead. And a minute later, Trey Lucas making it 1-1. That's where we stand at the moment. Half-time sequence, by the way, will be coming up. Usually do something about the visiting club, don't we? But I figure, as we'll see, AFC Dunstable later in the season decided to get some rather obscure facts about the FA Cup, which you might like. So they're going to come up at half-time. I know Simon's going to do a roundup of the women's game. And why not? With, everybody, I'm sure, will be watching. As my daughter's boyfriend said to me, "What time's the bar open tomorrow morning to watch the game?" I said, "You can come at 10:30, but I'm not allowed to give you a drink till 12, if that's okay." But, we'll be watching it and wishing the Lionesses, of course, every success. Rosner picks the ball up on the far side for AFC Dunstable. Lewis Rose first to react inside the centre circle. Ball bounces. Declan Nish can't control it, and Shamalo is put away on that right-hand side. Dan Romans is there. Trey Lucas once again has got away from Lewis Rose. He's surrounded by blue and white striped shirts. Puts it back to Ben Wayman. Might fancy a go, but he finds Rico Greco, who does, and fires it into the trees behind the goal. But you can't help but be impressed with the way AFC Dunstable want to play the ball along the carpet. They're good side to watch, good movement, good football. And they do remind me, actually, a lot of what Ben is trying to do at Hertford Town.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that comes from these academy sides, doesn't it? Because you see a lot of these academy sides, and they all play in a similar sort of way. So I imagine that's where they get their focus from.
Fred Burbage is going to take the goal kick. In fact, he's going to take it short to Freddie Moncur, deep inside his own half. Brings in Dan Romans. Dan looks up, chips the ball forward, looking for Monsanya. Can't find him, but Ware will get a throw. The ball goes out over the stand on that far side of the field. Dan Romans, of course, scored another one here on Tuesday night against Wellington City. Never scores a boring one either, does he?
No, he doesn't. And I was keeping updated with the game, and I tweeted out that Dan Romans had scored. And Pete, guess what? I actually tagged the correct Dan Romans in it, if you remember what happened before.
Oh, so, yeah. For when we were doing the 90-minute show one week, so I inadvertently tagged. I can't remember who he was, but he wasn't our Dan Romans.
No, he wasn't a footballer.
No, thank you very much, but I didn't score that goal. Yeah, but, always be careful who you're tagging on Twitter and Instagram. Hopefully we tag the right people, and do follow us on Twitter. 90 minutes EHR is the handle. Be good to chat to you as Freddie Moncur picks up the ball. That's a good looking ball for Theo Afori, right hand side of the box. Afori onto the left foot, deflection. Mitch Hahn, brilliant save by Finch. Hahn goes down under challenge from Dial, and referee points to the spot.
Well, you've got to feel for Thomas Finch there. A couple of really, really good saves, and thinking how well he'd done and saved those chances. That now he's got to face a penalty.
Super save by the young goalkeeper, it's got to be said. With Mitch Hahn thinking he had his second one of the afternoon. It's a good move, good work by Afori on this right-hand side, and they're having a little bit of a debate who's going to take this. But Theo's got the ball there, and I think Theo wants to take it, and Theo is going to take it. So Theo Afori is going to face Thomas Finch to see if he can put Ware in front with 4 minutes of the first half remaining. The referee has a word with the goalkeeper, telling him not to encroach out of his line. Theo stands there with his hands on his hips. Referee just makes sure everybody's outside the box. FA Cup Saturday at Watson Park. Theo Afori with the penalty for Ware. Referee looks up, blows the whistle. Here comes Theo with the left boot, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Ware go 2-1 in front. And if you want to take the penalty, well, there's not much better way than that to take it. Absolutely perfectly placed in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, perfect positioning, as you say, cool and calm, taking that, and hopefully, all Ware needs to do now is just hold on to this till half time.
Yeah, I don't want to make the mistake that they made last time, and then let Trey Lucas equalise for AFC Dunstable.
I will say as well, Peter, just hearing the announcement of the goal here, it sounds like they've sorted out the speaker system as well, which is great news.
Yeah, I don't know who the BA announcer is, but good job, sir. I'm sure we'll meet at some stage during the season. So good job, Ware FC, for sorting that out. Long ball on this near side. Rico Greco. I think there's going to be more goals in this game, so I don't think it's going to be 2-1 at the end. As Nishi does a good job, does a very good job, finds David Sota midway inside his own half. Sota turns back for Fred Burbage, and I think Ware just want to take the heat out of this a little bit before half time. Having said that, long ball meets the head of Dial, who was the guilty party as far as the penalty went. I think it's fair to say that the referee was very well placed, and fair to say it was a decent decision, but of course you can disagree with me when the highlights go up on our YouTube channel, or agree, of course, whichever one, as Rosner picks the ball up inside his own half, finds Bobby Knight near side for Rico Greco inside for Nicholson. Nicholson gets it back off Trey Lucas, tries to return the compliment, hits Jordan Spearman, and Ware opportunity to come away. They've only got Mitch Allen forward. He's pulled to the right hand side of Forey. Going towards the centre, and Mitch puts his foot on the ball, plays it back to Freddie Moncur. Mitch Hahn again, Forey's down the right hand side. Here's Freddie Moncur. There's the experience, I think, of Mitch Hahn there as he looks for Dreyer, right hand side of the box. Cook does a good job in shepherding it out to his keeper, but that was Mitch Hahn thinking probably a couple of minutes to half time, don't need to do anything spectacular.
No, that's it, isn't it? They just need to, like I said before, just sit it out till half time, get in, have a word with the gaffer. He'll give you your instructions, tell him his thoughts, and just save your energy a little bit for the second half.
Max Rosner in possession for AFC Dunstable, who have only been here a couple of times in the past. 2 competitive games here, which they've lost both of them. Not got a good record on this ground. Stats courtesy of Statman Steve, of course, as Mitch Hahn tries to send a Forey going down the right hand side. Bobby Knight can only head it out of play. Wherever throwing, be interesting to see what they do with this. Not going for the long one, as Forey will let it go. Mitch Hahn's not interested, and Jordan Spearman's taking his time coming up the right hand touch line as our friend Paul the Halls goes down from his seat in the stand to go inside the dressing room. Taken by Jordan Spearman. She's played an increasing part in this half. It's a little bit lost at the beginning, but he's certainly a presence here. The big number 4 with the top knot. But he's battling away with Trey Lucas, and in the end, unfairly, says the referee. Tunnel comes out, which is a sign we're into time added on. 4 stoppages at the end of the first half here at Watson Park. Max Rosner coming forward for AFC Dunstable. Long ball though, and Fred Burbage will watch that one go out fairly harmlessly enough. No board to tell us how long it's going to be added on. Can't think it'd be that much. Of course, had the injury to Ben Wayman, which took perhaps a couple of minutes. But apart from that, Lino, how many? 1, says the Lino with one finger up there, so I assume it's 1.
Well, yeah, I mean, normally, like you say, there's a couple of minutes for that. General rule or general thought is 30 seconds a goal, isn't there? So you'd imagine, 2-3 minutes, but I'm not going to argue with 1 minute.
As Declan Nisha goes down under challenge on the edge of the area from Rosner. No free kicks as a referee, an absolute bullet of a header from Lewis Rose from the halfway line. Takes one bounce and then lands into the arms of Thomas Finch. And that's the end of the action here for the first half of the FA Cup preliminary round, which Ware lead AFC Dunstable by 2-1. Goals coming in the 20th minute. Mitch Hahn's first competitive goal from Ware after a lovely build-up. But within a minute, AFC Dunstable will level again. Trey Lucas, lovely bit of footwork right outside of the box. Good finish by the young winger. It was 1-1, and Ware then back in front 4 minutes before the break with Theo Afori's penalty after a good move. But Thomas Fincher made a super save from Mitch Hahn. Then Dial, just a little bit too enthusiastic, went into Ware's number 9. He went down. Referee pointed to the spot, and Theo Afori obliged, rolling the ball into the bottom right-hand corner. So that brings us to our half-time sequence. Si will be bringing us up to date with some scores, but first of all, FA Cup. Some funny facts about the FA Cup. Well, what was the longest ever FA Cup tie? You may wonder. Well, in 1971, the longest FA Cup tie was between Aldchurch and Oxford City, which took 6 games over 17 days before Aldchurch finally won at Villa Park. That was in the days we had loads of replays, wasn't it? Now, 1961, Dennis Law thought he'd had a really good day when playing for Manchester City against Luton, because he'd scored 6 goals before the 53rd minute of the match. The only problem for Dennis was the heavens then opened, the game was abandoned with him having scored 6 goals, and Luton went on to win the rearranged fixture by 3-1. Romford 0, Wellington 1 we've got from the FA Cup. Romford have had a player red carded. Hertford Town 1, Kidlington 1. Charlie Baines on the score sheet again. Good for him. It's Hertford 1, Kidlington 1. Suddenly Division 1 Central, and Hertford Heath 7 points from 3 games are away to London Lions Development. So we'll keep you in touch with that one as well. And we've got Division 2 of the Spartan League as well, where AFC Welling are whacking the goals in at the moment in that as well. But some more FA Cup facts. I mean, the fastest, how long do you reckon it took for the fastest goal? This one, I thought, no way. But it actually occurred 2001, and it was Gareth Morris of Ashton United, and it was 4 seconds.
So that's pretty quick.
That's
straight from the kick-off, isn't it, really? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Kick-off, build outfield, bang.
I'll tell you, that's impressive. But also there was a hat-trick scored in 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Nantwich against Droylsden back in 1995. Now, here comes this is my favourite. We have to go back to 1873 to the tie between Shropshire Wanderers and Sheffield FC. Now, they played twice on the same ground, and it was 0-0. So they all decided, we're a bit bored with this, boys, so we're going to go to the nearby Raven Hotel. And in the bar of the Raven Hotel, Sheffield skipper Harold Chambers called right when they tossed a coin to settle the whole thing. And Sheffield went through rather gentlemanly over a couple of drinks in the bar of the Raven Hotel to the next round. Isn't that nice?
I suppose that's one way to do it.
Superb. And just to round it off, 2 of the other ones as well. Jimmy Mitchell, he holds a special place in FA Cup history. He's the only player to appear in an FA Cup final wearing glasses. 1922 for Preston, who lost 1-0 to Huddersfield. He was a goalkeeper. I wonder if they steamed up. I don't know. And the other one was, you can't beat this one, I don't think. Bob Thompson will always have a place in FA Cup history for the 1915 FA Cup final, Chelsea against Sheffield United. He appeared for Chelsea despite the fact Bob had had a horrible accident and he played the game having only one eye. He's the only player in FA Cup history to play in the final with only one eye. Unfortunately for Bob, Chelsea won 3-0.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed that, Steve, if you're listening. Some strange facts about the FA Cup. Let's have a look at the FA Cup Southern League Division 1 Central teams. Wisbech 1, Biggleswade Town 3 at half-time. North Lea are here next week 1, Bishop Cleeve 1. Mulbarn Wanderers 0, Bedford, who are going great guns 1. Kempston Rovers 0, Biggleswade 2 in the all Southern League Central tie. Hullbridge 1, Waltham Abbey 1. Hadley 1, Little Oakley 0. Flackwell Heath 0, Cirencester 0, East Thurrock 0, Barton Rovers 0. And of course Salisbury United went out to Clevedon Town 2-0 yesterday evening. So that kind of rounds all that stuff up. I can tell you AFC Welling are 2-2 against New Bradwell. They're doing commentary, you know. Good luck to the boys. They're doing some commentary on YouTube, so good for them. Walthamstow 1, Leverstock Green 0 in the FA Cup. Follow Walthamstow, of course, because we've got a little link with Nicky Ironton, one of the nicest guys you'll meet in football management. Sawbridgeworth 2, Saffron Ward 0. Sawbridgeworth, decent start to their particular season as well. So, do you want to talk women's football, Simon?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it seems to be an appropriate sort of time to speak about it with what's going on down under. So I don't know if many people will know, but I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with, or about 2 months ago actually, with Tom Carr of Hertford Town Women, and he was saying about they've been moved into the Eastern Region Women's Football League, Division 1 South they are in. Great start for them last Sunday as they beat Billericay Town Development 2-1. Also, we do have another side in that in that league, Wadston Park, and they went down to Cheshunt, who are, of course, the assistant manager there is a very, very good friend of ours as well. And but Wadston Park ended up 5-1 winners. Now, there seems to be a bit of fallout with the fixtures for tomorrow, because most of the fixtures are at 2 o'clock. As we know, the World Cup final kicks off at 11 o'clock, and it's not exactly easy for teams travelling. When all the leagues were started, they were given the option to start the season later, but it seemed about a lot of confab and not all teams responded to the answer. Hats off to the Eastern Region, because they have postponed all games tomorrow. So there's no travelling for those teams. Everyone involved can go and watch the game as they want to. The Women's National League, I know we don't normally do it, Pete, but I'm going to give them a donut. Oh. Because the thing that gets me, right, they're starting the league tomorrow. They said that if teams want to postpone the game, they can, if both teams agree. There has been some circumstances where both teams haven't agreed. They can't. They either can't play, make the kick-off time, or there's some cases. There was one game involving 2 teams. I won't mention the teams, but it was a 2.5-hour travel to get there. And the home team was saying, well, look, we will accommodate you. You can watch the game in our bar. But if that's the case, they're going to have to leave at sort of 7:30, 8 o'clock to get there in time to watch the game, and it's ridiculous. In the Women's National League, there's 12 teams in each division. There's plenty of free weekends. I was having a look. There's plenty of free weekends. There's sometimes gaps of 3 to 4 weeks where teams don't play. Rearrange the game, postpone them all, let everyone watch the World Cup final and play the game at a later date. I know obviously teams have made arrangements and of possibly pitch hire and things like that. I get that, but it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Hopefully it's not a once in a lifetime opportunity, but you don't know when you're going to get another chance to watch a Women's World Cup final. And just let people postpone the game and let people enjoy the game and cheer our girls on.
Absolutely. I think, well, my favourite story of the week, though, was about, did you hear the one about the Alexas? That Alexa is turned sexist for Amazon, because if you said, Alexa, what is the result of the England-Australia football match? Alexa came back with, there has been no match.
Really?
Yeah. They put it right in the end, but that was a news story. Okay, Statman Steve, if you're listening, then here it is. Okay, I worked this one out this morning. We are the 19th of August, are we not? And Ware have played 11 home games in their history on the 19th of August. and they've only lost one. That was in 1986 against Chesham United, where they lost 2-1. And the first one, played on the 19th of August, was against Berkhamsted at home, and it finished Ware 12, Berkhamsted 2. Ooh. So there we go. That was my stat of the day, which is there. Now the 90 Minutes Live Golden Boot, which we like to include all our teams from all levels. And Ware's got off to a cracking start, I'll tell you. So I was talking about Hearts Senior County League. Well, Ebden Mabona of Hatfield Town, he's got 6 already this season. Heads the Golden Boot. Charlie Yearwood said AFC Welling have been scoring the goals. He's got 5, as is Harry Watson of Buntingford. Billy Skinner of St Margaret's-Bury's got 4. And Kilmarnie Collington, also of Hatfield Town, has got 4. So that's what the Golden Boot looks like, and some real goals flying in already.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's still a couple of leagues to get started as well, which we know there are some prolific scorers and plenty of goals. So I'm sure the Golden Boot race this season is going to be as exciting as ever.
Yeah, so our friends at Westmill I don't think they start until the 2nd of September.
Yeah, 2nd of September they start, yeah.
Good luck to the boys there, friends of ours in the Hearts Senior County League Div 2 they're in now, I think, aren't they?
Westmill.
Division 1. Oh, Division 1, sorry boys.
Division 1, yeah.
I've been out, I've not been match fit, you can forgive me that, surely. So, good luck to them. Always a lovely place to go and watch a football, a lovely little village ground, the haystacks behind the goal, and of course the infamous man with the long pole who grabs the ball out the ditch on the far side. So it's well worth a visit, is Westmill's home ground. Here we are at Watson Park. It's 90 Minutes Live. You're joining us for the first time, then thank you very much. We cover games involving Hertford Town, Welling Garden City and Ware all season. We'll be covering one of those clubs on a match day on a Saturday. To come, we'll be here next Saturday when Ware have got North Lee, which will be an interesting one. North Lee are relegated, of course, made a decent start to being back at this level. And then on Monday the 29th, of course, Hertford against Ware, which the local derby. Really look forward to that one, as the teams prepare to come out for the second half here. Someone else who's been looking forward to the football season and me getting back is Mrs H, without a doubt. As I put on my Twitter as I left her this morning, she said to me, break a leg. I said, no, I hope not. I certainly don't want any more than that. And let's just take the little opportunity to wish a belated happy birthday to my grandson Hadley, who was 1 in the week, and he's I won't tell you what football shirt that his father's already got him, but I don't think you'll agree with it, Si, so I'll not mention that one. But,
I'll excuse him. He's not wise enough yet or old enough to make a proper decision. I'm sure once he's older, he'll come to the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. So we hope he'll have it. He could get 3, couldn't we? We get him a Ware shirt, a Welling Garden City shirt, and a Hertford shirt.
That's it. That's the right decision I mean.
We'll have to have a word with the club, see what they can sort out. But, it's going to be a substitution for Ware here at the beginning of the second half, because the aforementioned Darian Furlong, he's going to come on wearing the number 18. He's was at Hitchin, of course, and when I saw him against Potter's Bar, I thought he's a very, very good player. Dad's Paul Furlong, played for QPR and various other teams, of course, and his brother Dwayne Furlong is playing at West Brom, so he comes from a good footballing family. I want to work out who's gone off here, and I think it could be Dan Rumans, actually. He's not come out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still somebody to come out, so if Dan comes out, it won't be him. But Darian Wade, he is in fact Dan Rumans. So Dan Rumans has gone off at half time. Not sure about that, whether it's an injury or what it is. Darian's going to fit in at centre back, but interesting change.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't look to be struggling at any point during the half, did he? You know, didn't go down, take a knock or anything as far as we're aware. Possibly just a precautionary method. He's just there by the tunnel. He's just rubbing his left-hand thigh there. So I don't know if that's any sort of indication, possibly, but maybe it's something to ask Paul about after the game.
Yeah, we certainly will. Been injury prone, Dan. Let's hope he hasn't picked up another one. Kept him out for quite a time in his career. Ware are going to restart. They're kicking from right to left in blue and white stripes with blue shirts and blue socks. AFC Dunstable, the visitors, in bright orange, black shorts and orange socks. Give you the two team lineups when we get an appropriate break in play. As Mitch Hahn waits patiently for our referee Alex Bernier to check with both his assistants in the bright sunshine here and get us underway in the second half. We're leading by 2-1, looking for a place in the first qualifying round on the 2nd of September, or the weekend of the 2nd of September, should I say, as Mitch Hahn waits patiently, and away we go. Long ball forward by Lewis Rose onto the head of Ben Wayman, down by Ramsey, who's robbed by Mitch Hahn. It's going to be the first touch of the ball for Darian Furlong. He heads it down well to Monsanya. David Sota finds Furlong again in the silver boots, puts it all the way back to Fred Burbage. Fred's kick, not the best, lands just shy of the halfway line. Mitch Hahn makes the most of it though. Dreher's ball forward, looking for Theo Ofori. Bobby Knight just about gets up to get it. Otherwise, AFC could have been in trouble. Monsanya gets the last touch on the ball, does he? Well, the assistant doesn't know. The referee's looking at him, and it's given the throw to AFC Dunstable, I think. We can't blame the referee there, because I think the referee's assistant was doing nothing, and Ware took their opportunity, but it was a throw in to the visitors from AFC Dunstable. Ben Wayman, long, a high ball, far side, tempting Rico Greco forward. He's beaten by Jordan Stearman. On the halfway line is Nicholson, the AFC skipper, to Ben Wayman, who finds Bobby Knight. Knight on this near side to his central defensive partner Max Rosner. Rosner has got Dial making his way down this right hand side. Burbage is out, and in the end he does well, thumps the ball out. Fred had to be alert there as the ball goes out of play for a throw in to AFC Dunstable, parallel to the edge of the Ware 18-yard area. It's going to be the number 2 Rio Dial who's going to take it. Gets it back off of Josiah Ramsey, but Ramsey lets the ball run out of play, and let's take you through the Ware line-up. Fred Burbage in goal, back 4, which has David Sota at left back, Jordan Stearman at right back, Lewis Rose and Darian Furlong the centre backs. Midfield, Declan Nishi, Jack Dreher and Freddie Moncur, with Theo Ofori playing on the right hand side, Reece Monsanya on the left, and Mitch Hahn through the middle, as the ball rebounds off of Jack Dreher and goes out for a throw-in that, well, surely wasn't from there, but the referee lets Dial get away with it. Here's Cook for AFC Dunstable, scuffs it. Theo Ofori will get there first. Forward, Dreher can't get hold of it. Nicholson's given it away, and here comes Ofori. Theo Ofori to Mitch Hahn, right outside of the box. Mitch has got something to aim at. As Nishi and Monsanya are in there, he tries to get round Bobby Knight, and in the end, what's the decision? It's a corner to Ware. Corner, the 5th one of the afternoon. Mitch a little bit slow to get up, but I think he's okay. And he's going to take the corner on that far side of the field for Ware. Got a little gathering of small boys behind the goal there. Always nice to see lots of kids at football who make their vocal presence known if this one goes in. As Mitch Hahn prepares to take the corner. What's he going to do with this one? Drives it in again to the edge of the area. Lewis Rose can't control it, and away comes Cook for AFC. Good ball. Finds Trey Lucas. Trey Lucas cuts inside Jordan Spearman. Oh, finds the ball to Callum Cook. Can't control it, but in the end he was offside. Decent build-up play once again by the visitors, though. Let's take you through their line-up. Tom Finch in goal. A back four of Rio Dial at right back. Rigo Greco at left back. Max Rosner and Bobby Knight are the two centre-backs. Ben Wayman and Callum Nicholson anchor the midfield alongside Josiah Ramsey. And then Callum Cook is playing up front, or just behind really, John Shamolo and Trey Lucas over on that left-hand side. So there are our team line-ups as Bobby Knight gives his goalkeeper Finch just a little bit to do, nips it away from Mitch Hahn. AFC getting themselves in trouble there, but skipper Nicholson gets them out of it, and so does a very sharp turn by Josiah Ramsey. Ramsey, good ball forward. Here's Trey Nicholas, an excellent covering from Darian Furlong. Puts the ball out for a throw. Far side, he's on the park as well. Wait for Ware to get a throw in. Tell you, something special. He's got some defending to do here. Lewis Rose does it for Ware though, and he finds Nicholson again. Nicholson forward. Jordan Spearman picks his pocket, finds Mitch Hahn. Monsanya's running along down this left-hand side. Mitch thought the goalkeeper might have been off his line. Tried a long and a hopeful one, and the ball goes behind very harmlessly for a goal kick. If you noticed, Simon, Sean was taking pictures of us again, the Ware photographer Sean Coxon.
I did see him down there, give it a cheeky little grin, and I'm sure at some stage they'll be up on the website. Don't look at folks. As we say, faces for radio.
Well, yeah, he doesn't believe us, does he? That's the problem. Here's Trey Lucas for AFC Dunstable on the halfway line. Freddie Moncur gives it away to Nicholson. He's picked up most of the scraps as Nicholson in that midfield. Here he is again. Moving to the left-hand side, manages to get the ball to Cook, and we're looking for the overlapping Dial on this near side. Fred Burber just to come out with a rather spectacular slide and put the ball out for a throw-in.
The funny thing is, I was saying to a friend at work, saying, we're starting the commentary up again, and instead we do it on Spreaker. He said, why don't you do it on YouTube? And I said, we can't. We're not allowed to broadcast the games on there. And he said, no. He said, get a camera facing YouTube doing the commentary. I said, no, we don't want our faces on there. Definitely not.
No way, indeed. Yeah. Don't want that. I'll tell you, I could get cardboard cut-out silhouettes, couldn't I?
Yeah.
One of those people on Facebook who doesn't put a picture up, one of those. I could do that. There's ball on the far side, looking for Theo Afori. Rico Gregg goes in the way. Jordan Spearman will put it forward rather aimlessly, and Ben Wayman will pick it up. He runs into trouble though, but Dreyer gives it away. And second half started rather like the first, really. A bit scrappy. As Declan Nishi goes down, look for a free kick, didn't get one. And Rico Greco has it for AFC Dunstable. The trail here by 2-1. All the goals in the first half. Mitch Hahn started it off. Here he is with the ball. Edge of the area, looks for a 4-8, and Rosner's in the way and puts it back to Thomas Finch. Mitch Hahn started off, finishing a fine move by Ware in the 20th minute. Trey Lucas showed some really good footwork to make it 1-1 a minute later. And Theo Afori's penalty 4 minutes before half time has given Ware the lead. Here's Trey Lucas looking for the shot, which comes in and takes a deflection from Cameron Cook and goes behind for a corner. Certainly that's been a change that Joe Oxley, the manager of AFC, has instituted in the second half. He's certainly pushed Callum Cook a lot further forward, and he's won a corner for his team there, which Ben Wayman will take. Paul Halsey's left two up front when this corner comes in, and not always gets my applause. The corner goes a long way to Nicholson, who fires in a shot, and not too far wide of the target either. And the skipper, Callum Nicholson. Yeah, I always applaud managers that leave a couple of strikers up at dead ball situations, as Paul, he's always done it, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's always been in the Halsey playbook, isn't it?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any need to have 11 pulling all 11 players back. If you can get that ball out and get it clear, you've got a player up there, and you've got a chance at a breakaway goal.
Darian Furlong picks it up on the edge of his own 18-yard box, the number 18. One substitute we have used so far. The others are Joe Dearman, Richard Ennin, Joel Jacobs, Matt Walsh and Bailey Eden. Some attacking intent in there with Joe Dearman, Richard Ennin and Matt Walsh, of course. Always gives you the opportunity of going route one. There's ball on the far side. He's put across the box. Here is Cook. Oh, it takes another deflection. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Cameron Cook, if he had, Ware could have been in trouble. Took a deflection across the box. As Fred Burbage just slows it down a bit. Ware haven't really woken up from the half time. AFC Dunstable looking the most likely to get back in the game at the moment. Here's Fred Burbage, 9 minutes, second half gone here on 90 Minutes Live with Pete Hill and Simon Alamandi, as we will take you through the season with Ware, Hertford and Welwyn Garden City. Look forward to renewing acquaintances with everybody at Hertford and Welwyn Garden City. Thank them for their really kind messages to me throughout what's been a bit of a tough year, to say the least, but back now and raring to go. Here's Ben Wayman, midway inside his own half. Long ball forwards, and Furlong does well to rob Shamalo and play in Theo Afori on the right hand side. Afori drifts wide, gets on the left foot, goes down under challenge from Rosner. This time the referee's not interested and doesn't point to the spot. Well, Theo's very slow getting up. He thought he had a penalty there, but referee disagrees. Bring Simon in a minute because Ramsey's put the ball forward for Shamalo. And Shamalo goes through on Fred Burbage. That's a little bit naughty. But meanwhile, as Fred's going to get some attention, other ends, penalty?
Well, I mean, at first thought, I did think it was a penalty. And I was looking at the ref, waiting for him to blow, but he didn't look interested at all. And there didn't seem to be too many appeals from the Ware players, so maybe that was the correct decision.
Oh, just a little bit of afters between Lewis Rose and John Shamalo. Fred Burbage is still down, and it's going to be a yellow card. Shamalo's going to get booked, which... not quite sure whether that actually was for the challenge on the afters with Lewis Rose, but referee, I think he's going to boot Lewis as well.
I think that answers it there, doesn't it? If that's just a yellow card for both of them for the afters, and it was a nasty challenge. And Fred was holding his shin, and
Fred's
he's
still
really,
down,
really
isn't he?
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be up shortly. Got the physio out
referee
there.
filling out the book as he does. Lewis Rose, who 206 appearance in a Ware shirt for Lewis this afternoon. Made his debut back in 2012, so very much a man of Ware, as we know. And man without his brother this season. He's playing at Potter's Bar. We wish him best of luck, of course, apart from when he's playing one of our local teams. Substitution going to come on here. And... Darian Furlong, he's about to get a card, I think.
Yeah,
Simon points out. Darian's been booked. What's happened there? So, all sorts of incidents going on there. Josiah Ramsey is coming off. And Johnny Williams is coming on. So, he's one of the old boys in the lineup, you know. They brought a 21-year-old on. And he's one of the veterans has come on for AFC Dunstable. So he's on. John V. Williams, who scored in the game at Hertford. One that Cameron Cook got a winner, of course, in the last minute of that game. John V. Williams gave AFC Dunstable the lead. He's gone up front. He's really the three-man front line now. Williams is going to be right. Trey Lucas left. And Shamalo through the middle. Cameron Cook has dropped a little bit further down. But here's Jack Dreyer at the other end for Reece Monsanya. Monsanya against Dial. Monsanya has to turn. Plays the ball back for Freddie Moncur. Moncur down the line looking for David Sota. Sota just manages to keep it in from the corner flag. All compressed down there as Ben Wayman goes in, and it'll go out for a throw-in to Ware. And here we go. If AFC Dunstable have not done their research on Darien, then they're going to find out right now. And by the way, they're all retreating towards the 6-yard box. I think Joe Oxley's done his homework here. So, and Darien, he was going to fool them all there by playing it short to David Sota. But here we go with the first of what's going to be many long throws hurled into that box. There it is to the near post, on by Declan Nishi, but straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Thomas Finch. I think he's just getting warmed up. That was a bit short, actually.
It was. I was expecting a longer one than that.
Here's Trey Lucas for AFC Dunstable. Gives it away to the back-pedalling Reece Monsanya, but it's given away by Sota to Ben Wayman on the halfway line. We're needing another goal here from a Ware perspective. Sorry if you're listening from Dunstable. As you'll understand, we do have to be a little bit biased following our local teams. If you are listening from Dunstable, your team have impressed me. Looks like if you can keep these youngsters together, it could be a very bright future at Creasy Park. But, it's going to be a throw-in again. Darian Furlong is going to have another go this time. But I think he's going to put it all the way back to Fred Burbage. No, he isn't. Now that is a long throw all the way to Mitch on. Almost on the edge of the 18-yard area is Monsanya, who gets barged off it by Dial, who just manages to get there, and then Monsanya gives the free kick away, much to the annoyance of the horses.
That's about between a third and a half of a pitch that he's thrown that.
That really is. Here he is again. Back to Fred Burbage, who is okay, by the way. Sorry, didn't mention that. But, after that challenge from Shamala, ball picked up by Rosner inside the centre circle. Here's Cameron Cook playing deeper since Williams has come on. Plays the ball back and to the middle of his own half for Rosner. Ben Wayman. Well, quite happy to let AFC play the ball around. Not too much urgency when they've got it in their own half. And Bobby Knight will bring in Wayman again. Wayman onto the halfway line, gets the 1-2 in Nicholson. Niche is in the way, but Wayman will get it back. And on the far side brings in Rico Greco. Greco back for Bobby Knight. Finds Nicholson. Nicholson to Wayman. Wayman on this near side to Dial, who come forward. David Sota goes across to cover for Ware. Dial looks to get the ball across. He does! Oh! And it was Williams coming in, who couldn't get his head to it. And it goes all the way out for a throw-in to Ware. But, wow. Jonathan Williams was so close there to an equaliser.
Yeah, fantastic opportunity for him. Just fell short of him, didn't it? And he had an open goal there as well. So any sort of connection you'd have thought would have been in the back of the net.
Well, so far it's not like the visitors look the most likely in the second half. With 16 minutes gone here on 90 Minutes Live. You can see edited highlights of the match on our YouTube channel, which is YouTube. We're hashtag 90 Minutes Live, aren't we? Just so I'll get it right.
Yes,
yeah. And
or just search 90 Minutes Live and you'll find it on there.
And we're also on Twitter, 90 Minutes EHR, Instagram, and Facebook. And we've started just a bit of an experiment as well, a Facebook forum where you can chat about East Hearts football. So if you want to join us on that, and go to the 90 Minutes Live Facebook page. Be good to know what fans of Hertford, Welwyn Garden City and Ware would like to chat about, or indeed if you follow our Hearts Senior County League team, if you follow St Margaret's-Bury in the Thurlow Nunn League, or indeed the Hertford District League. And be good to hear from you. Long ball by Furlong. Mitch Hahn against Bobby Knight. Bobby Knight can just turn the ball out of play midway inside his own half in front of our good mate Ian Bush, who's also taking pictures today. David Sotar onto the halfway line. Freddie Moncur forward for Jack Dreyer. Dreyer, far side of the field. Good ball. Brings in Jordan Spearman. Spearman, first time, looks for the edge of the area, but the Forey has his pocket picked by Rigo Greco. And Jamalo on that far side will try to bring in Cameron Cook. But once more, Fred Burbage is alert and lobs it out over the halfway line on that far side of the field. One thing they do very well, AFC, is get their two wing-backs forward. Dial's had a lot of space as he got again on this near side, and Rigo Greco on the other side. Something I don't think Ware have quite got to grips with. Certainly not Monsagno on one side and Theo Afori on the other. Tend to let them go a little bit. The Spearman goes up with Williams. Williams manages to win himself a throw off of Afori on that far side. Rico Greco will take it. Cook lets it run away from Moncur and then gives Rosner something to do on the halfway line, and Monsagno's gone away with it. It's Reece Monsagno for Ware inside the area. Good save by Thomas Finch. Goalkeeper made himself big as he had to on the edge of his box, and it goes behind for a corner, and a chance goes begging as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I think it just took it a little too wide, didn't he? But absolutely fantastic save from Finch, and once again he's pulled off another great save.
I'm not sure actually whether it went off for a corner or a throw-in, because he actually went on for a throw-in with Darian Furlong. He didn't make a blind bit of difference really, as Furlong throws it in again. Nietzsche gets the flick, headed by Jack Dreyer, and good save by the goalkeeper. Been working on that one on Tuesday nights, haven't they? Absolutely. Joe Dearman's about to make an appearance for Ware. Not quite sure who's could be Monsagno who's going to come off. Joe Dearman very much a threat as a wide player. He's a player that maybe could have considered himself a bit lucky not to be in the starting 11. Kevin Coon draws the attention of the referee. We're going to get a change. Coming off is going to be Jack Dreyer. I can ratify for what you said. He's considering himself unlucky not to be starting, and he came on during that Potters Bar game, and I think he really impressed, didn't he? He played really well. Jack Dreyer's had a solid game in midfield. It's going to be a little bit of a change of formation, I've got a feeling here, because I think we might be going for a 4-4-2 with a Forey playing up front alongside Mitch Hahn, Monsagno switching from left to right, and Joe Dearman down this left-hand side. So it's going to be interesting formation. So the ball will break on the inside the centre circle, and Darian Furlong very quick to react. Long ball forwards. Lewis Rose shoving the back of Trey Lucas. Lewis got to be careful, he has been booked. Lucas goes down in a heap, and looks a little bit worse for Ware after that challenge. Just sort out this. I think we got the formation right. The two wide players, which I think when we're going forward is almost going to be a 4-2-4. But meanwhile, some more work for the physio, Nick Heaney to do. More steps added as she goes out, and so there's no doubt about Trey Lucas felt that, didn't he?
I think you would. If you've got Lewis Rose coming towards you and cluttering you like that. Not that I'm saying there was any intent to it, but I wouldn't fancy bouncing off Lewis.
Absolutely not. Nope. Thankfully, we're on the right side, so. But Trey Lucas getting some treatment. Wollongong City away at Romford in the FA Cup. We heard they were 1-0. Referee's getting.
I don't think he did book Lewis before, because he's just booked him.
Oh, he just booked him.
So I don't think he did book him before.
Well, it's all right. I don't have to change the clipboard because I had him down earlier. So I gave Lewis a missed service there because the referee didn't book him for that. We're coming together with Shamalo, but he has booked him now. Here's Ben Wayman. Wayman's ball, good looking ball in the area. Shamalo goes up. Oh, it's Williams again. And another opportunity for the number 20. And this time he got under it and headed out over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, he won't be happy with himself for that, will he? For those couple of efforts, he'd have at least expected to get one of those on target.
Well, from a Ware perspective, I want to put this one to bed with a third goal, which surely they would do, because AFC is still looking dangerous. Here's Lewis Rose inside his own area, forward ball for Declan Nishi with the top knot. Nishi back for Lewis Rose. Lewis's ball forward, well got out by Ben Wayman. Freddie Moncur will get there first. Mitch Hahn is wrestling away with Bobby Knight, and the ball will break on this near side where David Soter is pushed to the ground by Dial, and Ware will get themselves a free kick on the halfway line. Joe Demon's yet to touch the ball. He's got those familiar socks rolled halfway down his legs. As Lewis Rose has it midway inside his own half, finds Freddie Moncur near side. It'll break to Darian Furlong for David Soter, who made his way to midway inside the AFC Dunstable half. Rangy left back, picks up a bit of pace. Soter goes inside. Dial was the offender again. Referee says nothing doing. As Freddie Moncur's there, and Lewis Rose will take the ball away from Shimalo. Puts the ball forward for Mitch Hahn. First touch not good, manages to retrieve it, but then brings down Ben Wayman. But the ball's broken to Declan Nishi with the shot. Good save by the goalkeeper again. Left arm out for a corner. I've got to say, from a Ware perspective, I mean, I know we're supposed to be biased, but that was a foul, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was, yeah, absolutely. I don't see why the ref's not given that. I think it took Declan a bit by surprise, because he was expecting the ref to blow, I think, and he's early hasn't. And he's taken the ball forward, and I think when he tried that shot, it was just a little bit too far in front of him. And as I say, I think it all just took him a little bit by surprise, really. But again, another save by another fantastic save from Thomas Finch.
Yeah, he's done well, the young goalkeeper. 2 very good saves in this second half. A particularly good save as well in the first, and he was very unlucky because when the ball broke back, that's when the penalty was awarded. So Cambridge United, as I said, he's on the books of. They must think highly of him, and he's done well. He just had a bit of a nervy 5 minutes when his control with his feet let him down in the first half. But apart from that, he's done well. Meanwhile, Nakini's back on the pitch here because Dial has gone down inside the penalty area. So Ware will wait to take the corner. It's going to be Joe Demon's first touch, actually, taking this corner on the near side of the field. A little bit of concern on the AFC Dunstable bench. 20 minutes to go here at Watson Park in the preliminary round of the FA Cup. We're leading AFC Dunstable by 2-1. Mitch Hahn and Theo Ofori's penalty for Ware. Trey Lucas for AFC Dunstable. Joe Demon waits, about to restart with Ware's corner from this near side of the field. A little jostling going on in the box. Here it comes from Joe Demon going towards the far post and headed away by Rico Greco. Only as far as Lewis Rose, who goes down the right-hand side, turns the ball across the box. The header comes in. Trey Lucas has given it to Joe Demon. Demon fires in the shot, gets a deflection. Another good save by the goalkeeper, who must have seen it very late. And the ball cleared onto the halfway line where David Soter's in trouble. And in the end, Fred Burbage comes out, thumps the ball out. The AFC Dunstable bench feels Soter fouled Nicholson going through. He was the last man. It would be a red card if he did. And fair to say, Joe Oxley's not happy.
No, absolutely not. And do you know what? You can't blame him. It did look a little bit dubious, didn't it? But there's no need for him to go charging down the line like that. He's given a bit of backtrack to the assistant linesman as well. And this is what I was saying earlier about all these new rule changes. And what's going to happen there? It doesn't look like the referee's even trying to get involved.
Well, big casual from David Soter. He'll be told up by Paul Halsey, I'm sure. But they'll get away with it, as AFC have done at the other end 3 times, thanks to the young goalkeeper. Monsagno's got to gut this out. He does. Dearman scuffed it, though, and Monsagno does well to get the ball away from Williams. Here's Reece Monsagno, and more familiar territory. He's a right-footed player who prefers playing on the right, although he started this game down the left wing. As Spearman coming forward, looks for the row. Mitch Hahn goes in right-hand side of the box, challenged by Ben Wayman. Wayman goes down and does well to recover But in the end, he also saves the corner as Bobby Knight pushes it away, straight to Reece Monsignor. Monsignor, with Declan Nishi, lets the ball slip under his foot, and here's Cook coming forward for AFC. Good tracking back by Theo Afori. And the ball will break on this near side for Max Rosner. Rosner, ball to Cook. Cook's ball to Ben Wayman, who's looking the other way then. Did pick it up. Good ball by him. Rico Greco's come up on that left-hand side. Monsanio's gone back. Try and do some defending. Rico Greco turns this way, turns that. He's going to try and get the ball across the box. He does. Shot comes in from Cook. Good save by Fred Burbage with an outstretched right leg. Once again, Ware carved apart. Cook didn't quite get it perhaps as much as he wanted to, but still a good save by Fred.
Yeah, great save by Fred. That's the sort of things he does. He's absolutely fantastic goalkeeper. And what we've said before, Paul's just got this habit of finding very, very good goalkeepers, hasn't he?
Well, Callum Kitchker, Brad Robinson, and now Fred Burbage. Three excellent goalkeepers that have plied their trade here over the past few years. And actually, we've got to mention our mate Charlie Crowley, of course, as well. He was here
we can't forget
before Charlie went to Welwyn Garden City. Saw a picture of him on holiday in Mykonos, I think it was, on Instagram. So I don't know where he's going to be playing today.
Well, it wasn't playing during the week, was he?
So, I think he's enjoying a little bit of sunshine. As Theo Afori is wrestling with Nicholson here. Nicholson finds Trey Lucas. Lucas has three Ware shirts around him. Freddie Moncur got the last touch. In fact, it must have, well, I thought he did, but referee's given the throw in the other way. 16 minutes to go. Here's Mitch Hahn, left-hand side of the AFC Dunstable box, waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Mitch controls the ball well. Shout comes from David Soja, who gets him midway inside the AFC Dunstable half. Turns, brings in Joe Dearman. Joe puts the ball across, and Finch manages to grab the ball. Quite sure what Joe Dearman was thinking there. Wasn't really a shot, wasn't really a cross. As on the far side, Cameron Cook again, this time against Freddie Moncur. Two combative midfield players against each other, and Freddie Moncur comes away with the ball. Forward for Joe Dearman on the halfway line. Dearman for Mitch Hahn. Dearman again. Dearman forward looking for Afori, who's there with Max Rosner. Rosner manages to get a boot in first. And on this near side, Trey Lucas has got some room to run into. Shamalo lets it run for Williams. Williams plays the ball through, but in the end it all comes to nothing for AFC. They've got another substitute warming up. And the number 12, Dan Naylor, he's going to be coming on. He's going to be a physical presence by the look of him. Dan Naylor, who's, he's the old man in the squad at 22. He's Dan Naylor. He's about to come on. Here's Shamalo. Plays the ball to Cook, who's giving it away to Mitch Hahn. Hahn, midway inside the AFC half. Is Monsignor. Monsignor helps it forward. That was a poor challenge by Cook. The shot is fired in, takes a deflection from Declan Nishi and goes behind for a corner. Referee's going to have a word with Cameron Cook, but what do I say? I think I might have deserved a card there, but referee not interested. It's going to be Shamalo who's going to come off, and Dan Naylor is going to come on. Dan Naylor, who played for both Dunstable teams. He was at Dunstable Town before he went to Creasy Park. Another corner for Ware, meanwhile. Joe Dearman will take that from the left-hand side. So Joe Dearman, referee's having a bit of a long conflag with Lewis Rose, and I think Lewis Rose is making the point that challenge by Cameron Cook on Reece Monsignor did really deserve a card. The referee didn't know, and the corner's coming across from Dearman. Bounces it all! What a good save by the goalkeeper. Mounts back from Declan Nishi, I think, who got the header in, and that probably was the best save of the lot from young Tom Finch.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic once again. I mean, he's, like you said, I mean, he had that shaky couple of minutes in the first half, but he's pulled off that fantastic save in the first half, and that's 3 or 4 now in his second half, and in fact, great performance by the young keeper there.
Well, we know that. Has he booked Reece Montagne then?
He's just booked.
I think he's just booked Reece. Wow, that's an interesting one, because he was the one that was on the end of the challenge. He's obviously said something to the referee, and he's ended on the book. Oh, okay. Then Wayman coming forward for AFC, away by Darian Furlong, who's not put a foot wrong since he's been brought on at half-time. Here's Joe Dearman wrestling with Ben Wayman. Rosner comes across, can't keep it in, and Ware have got a throw in, which will be as good as a corner, because Darian Furlong is making his way towards the ball, and we've got 12 minutes plus time added on left here on 90 Minutes Live. Ware against AFC Dunstable, our first look at the FA Cup this season. The first qualifying round, unfortunately, I'll be on holiday on the 2nd of September. But, I'll be up in Norfolk. That will certainly be following with interest. Throws going to come in on this near side of the field from Mitch Hahn, and that isn't a bad one. Straight onto Darian Furlong's head, up in the air and away by Nicholson. Freddie Moncur access to David Sota, and the ball will break to Declan Leach, who fires in the shot, rather scuffed it and hurried it, with Mitch Hahn screaming that he should have put him in left-hand side of the box. He didn't, and Chance goes begging. Long kick forward, and Ware have got a backpedal here, because the dangerous Cameron Cook inside with Montagne. Montagne manages to get a boot in and give away the corner to AFC Dunstable. Corner's going to be taken by Ben Wayman on that far side of the field. So 11 minutes left, 2-1 to Ware. Ben Wayman in, the header comes down once again from Williams, and he got the faintest of touches on it. And thankfully, from a Ware perspective, he went wide of the post. He's had 3 good opportunities with his head.
He has, yeah, and like I said, he's going to be very disappointed with himself that he's not at least taken one of them. You'd expect with those, with the quality of the chances that he's had, at least to get something on target, hasn't he?
Furlong finds Freddie Moncur, who finds David Sota. The referee wants the game stopped because Max Rosner's got a problem on the halfway line. So, go back to that. Here she comes again. I'll tell you. You have that little thing, don't you, on my Apple Watch. If I do so many steps, I get activity ring completed, and it plays a little tune to me. So I reckon the game is going to. She'll get hers very shortly, I think.
I think so.
The time she's been out there. So, here we go in another drinks break. But I'll tell you what, training with Ware will be interesting this season. You'll have Mitch Hahn and Darian Furlong trying to beat each other. You can take the longest throw, won't you?
That could well be possible, couldn't it? I mean, two huge throws on those players, and it's going to be a fantastic opportunity from throw-ins. There might be the odd team that doesn't know about it, but word will soon get around, won't it? There's loads of people to watch for long throws, but it's such an asset to have, isn't it? It really, really is.
Yeah, our friend has spent a few years covering Barnet. They used to have a player called Sam Muggleton, who had a Darian Furlong or Mitch Hahn of a throw. And I always remember a Twitter message from one game. Well, they said, there's not much going on here, but Sam Muggleton has thrown the ball out of the ground. Well, that shows what you can do with a long throw. Long one forward from Fred Burbage as we restart. Fori or Ben Wayman can't get on the end of it. Bobby Knight can. Has to turn backwards and give the ball to Thomas Finch, who has looked a real prospect, the 18-year-old goalkeeper. Here's Reto Greco on the halfway line. Montagne again coming back to do a little bit of defending. Gets it forward to Cameron Cook. Here's Nicholson looking for Cook again. That's a good challenge by Darian Furlong. It's Cook again, actually. So he's played a decent part in this game. Looks a good player, but he's been lucky, Cameron Cook. That's the second one he's got in for in front of the referee. But Darian is taking his time in getting up. We've got 8 minutes remaining here at Watson Park. First commentary of the season for us on 90 Minutes Live. And we're looking to maintain a decent record in FA Cup ties at Watson Park of recent time. They've only lost one of the last 7 at home in the FA Cup, which is a reasonable record, as Monsagna's got the ball on that far side. Mitch Hahn inside the area, fires in the shot, it comes off the post, and Joe Dearman puts in the rebound, but a linesman's flag goes up on that far side, and the boos come from the Ware fans. Mitch Hahn a goal post away from his second goal. Joe Dearman was there, but offside decision.
Yeah, well, I think it's unlucky for Mitch Hahn, just coming off the inside of the post, and Joe Dearman there just there to be able to tap it home, but unfortunately the linesman's flag says otherwise.
Well, Ware lost the number 9 in Brandon Adams. They've got a very experienced one in Mitch Hahn, and he's had a pretty good game as Freddie Moncur puts the ball forward. Here is Mitch again, right hand side for Joe Dearman. Joe manages to wrestle his way around Dial, gets it across the box. Coming in is Reece Monsagna, and just under challenge from Bobby Knight, scoops it over the top of the crossbar, and Thomas Finch would certainly have had something to be done there, and that was super defending by Bobby Knight.
Yeah, absolutely. Great work to just to put him off taking the shot, really. But a little bit of a panic there for him, but great defending.
Well, Where have had their chances? Has the man on the ball there, John Vin Williams as well for AFC Dunstable. A decent game, and AFC might get another chance here. Dial's onside, right hand side of the box, pulls it across the area, header comes in, and it's over the top of the crossbar from Rico Greco. So once again down this right hand side, causing problems. Greco, the left back, was steaming in, and he was almost too close to it, and headed it over the top.
Yeah, I think, as you say, he's steaming in, and he was just running in a little bit too fast, wasn't he? I think, and it's come in, and he's tried to sort of slow himself down, but his momentum just took him that little bit too far.
Well, that's the last we're going to see of Cameron Cook this afternoon. He's been substituted here by the number 70, Bruce Oibai. He comes on for AFC with 5 minutes to go.
Coming off number 10, Cameron Cook, and going on number 17, Bruce Oibai.
Oibai is the pronunciation from the Ware PA man, so I'll go with that as well. So he comes on as AFC try and force a replay, which would be at Creasy Park. As all these preliminary round ties will go to a replay if level after 90 minutes. Ball forward, and Fred Burbage has had to come out of his goal again here, and this time Fred puts it into the Watson Park car park. I was going to say mind my car, but it was so full I couldn't get in. I've had to park round the corner.
I was just thinking that, Pete. I was going to say, Pete, mind your car. But I know you said you had to park it quite a way, so I won't quite reach yours.
I wasn't being lazy. I will walk here as I normally do, but had a little bit of business to do with the grandson, which meant I had to use the car. Where have got defending to be done here? Only Theo Ofori is forward, as AFC have got themselves a free kick. It's about 10 yards in from the line, and Ben Weidman is going to take it. They've pushed nearly everybody forward. There's only Dial back marking Theo Ofori. So they've also, of course, got the aerial power of Dan Naylor in there now as well. So free kick's going to come from this near side of the field. Decent looking one, and well headed out by Lewis Rose. Watched it. It was aimed at Dan Naylor, but Lewis got there first. Throw into AFC on that far side. 3 minutes to go. Ware lead here by 2-1. Looking for the next round of the FA Cup. The header is on by Dan Naylor. Of comes Fred Burbage. Safe hands in lime green, and takes it on the edge of the 6-yard box. And Fred, I'm sure, will take his time over it. Joe Demon's got plenty of space down this left-hand side, but Fred decides to go long, looking for a 4-y with Monsagna on that far side. Watched well, and in the end the ball goes out as Freddie Moncur, not Freddie Moncur actually, it's Mitch Hahn goes down. As Trey Lucas picks the ball up on the halfway line is Ben Wayman. Wayman's put down by Mitch Hahn, and Mitch is going to get a yellow card for that. So Mitch started the afternoon off brightly with his first competitive game, but he's going to end it with a yellow card in the final 2 minutes. Ben Wayman having a word with the referee. There's going to be a fair amount of time added on at the end of the second half, although having said that, there were stoppages and goals in the first half, and hardly anything. Ben Wayman's going across to have a word with the referee's assistant on the far side. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Referee was getting a card, yellow card. I think Mitch will accept that, fair enough. I'm not quite sure what that's all about at all. But referee's given Mitch the yellow card. They say, I think was that 4 or 5? Or it could be 3. I've got no idea.
I thought it was 4.
Well, we'll go with 4. We're in the last minute.
We'll find out in a few minutes. So.
We're in the last minute anyway here at Odson Park. David Soter going up with Rossner and hooked forward by Freddie Moncur. All they had to deal with that, and just did it because Dan Naylor going back and got AFC out of trouble. There's Ben Wayman, who stopped talking to the referee's assistant. On this near side is Dial. Dial goes outside Joe Dearman, puts the ball across the box, and Darian Furlong just volleys it out. Naylor's the first to react, and it's cleared now by Steerman. He's got loads in front of him, but he's taking his time, tries to find Mitch Hahn, and Ben Wayman gets back. Ware missed an opportunity there, but Mitch Hahn has got it now from David Soter on the halfway line. Here's Freddie Moncur, back to Darian Furlong. Furlong long up and under, and the ball will bounce off the top of the stand as we enter into time added on for stoppages here at Watson Park. We're leading by 2-1. All the goals coming in the first half. Both sides have had their opportunities in the second, and Thomas Finch, the AFC Dunstable goalkeeper, has had a superb game. The 18-year-old pulling off some super saves, no better than from Declan Nish's header, which looked to be going into the bottom right-hand corner until he stuck out the right arm. And not to leave Fred Burbage out as well, he's made a couple of decent saves. We've kept Ware in front. Furlong, another massive throw down the line, looking for Joe Dearman. Ben Wayman comes across to head it out behind the Ware dugout. Poor Halsey is. Ware are going to take their time. David Soter is going to take this, I think, which means that Darian Furlong is going to stay, as AFC have got 4 forwards, so I think that's a fairly sensible decision. David Soter's the left back. He's actually 4 against 3 at the moment back there if the ball comes out. Declan Nish makes sure it doesn't. Long ball forward looking for a 4-y. Dan Naylor's headed up in the air. Here's Joe Dearman. Going to bring it down on his chest. Left-hand side of the area. Aims for the corner flag. Is sent sprawling away. Is Joe Dearman. But a challenge that came in from Callum Nicholson. But in the end, the referee gives AFC a throw and then tells Callum Nicholson to go further back. 1 minute added over the top we've had. Nicholson, the skipper, has had a solid game. Well, we knew he looked a good player because he was formerly at Welling Garden City. But, as Naylor gets the ball, long ball forward. And here's Rico Greco plays the ball through. Monsagna is there with Williams, who won't keep it in. And Ware will get themselves a goal kick. Freddie Burbage is going to take just a little bit of time over this one.
I mean, just a minute ago with that happened back down by that throw on, the ref showed a yellow card, and I don't know if he showed it to Joe Dearman or Rio Dell. So,
well, who knows?
That's the thing. If you're going to book someone, call them over and book them to their face. Don't just blow your whistle, grab a yellow card, and show it in the direction of 2 or 3 players. I don't understand why refs do that.
Yeah, and also fair play, let the supporters know,
Yeah.
We'd like to know as well.
Yeah.
A big part of the game. As Wayman puts a long ball forward, Fred comes out and collects it comfortably on the edge of his 6-yard box. Does a little bit of basketball. Ware Rebels who used to play up there, just across the way, would have been proud of that. And then goes down. They push Bobby Knight further forward now of AFC. And Fred will clear. Right footed, not the best of kicks again. It's going to land on the halfway line. Joe Dearman just gets a touch to it. Up in the air by Nicholson, and Ware will be back in possession with Theo Afori. Right hand side, linesman flag goes up. And everyone up, says the bench for AFC. So it's going to be Thomas Finch who's going to take it. We played 3 over the top. And this could be last chance saloon time for the ODs if they want to replay back at Creasy Park. We're leading 2-1. They have pushed everybody forward. Theo Afori's on his own on the halfway line. Finch's long ball. Who's going to get the head to it first? Well, actually, it was an AFC Dunstable head. But in the end, it goes behind for a goal kick, which is not going to be taken because the referee sounds the final whistle at Watson Park. It was a little bit nerve-wracking at times, but Ware are through to the first qualifying round once more. They beaten AFC Dunstable here by 2-1. Goals all game in the first half. Mitch Hahn with his first competitive goal from Ware after a lovely looking build-up. But within a minute, it was AFC Dunstable who were back level. The sharp feet from Trey Lucas putting the ball beyond Freddie Burbidge. But 4 minutes before half-time, it's the goalkeeper at the other end who made a magnificent save from Mitch Hahn, only to the ball to come back out to the same player who was bundled in the back by Rio DL, and up stepped Theo Afori to put the ball confidently to the goalkeeper's left and score, which turned out to be the winning goal. Although in the second half, plenty of goalkeeping action. Great saves by Thomas Finch. Looks a real prospect as the AFC Dunstable goalkeeper, and Fred Burbidge at the other end. Missed chances as well. Wasn't a bad game for the crowd here in the sunshine. If you're listening from Dunstable, thanks a lot for your company, and next time your team are playing one of our teams and we're there, I hope you'll join us again. And as we always say, good luck for the season. I think you'll get it with this young team as well. So looking from a Ware perspective, I think there's still things to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, they're through to the next round. Paul will be happy with that. A few quid in the coffers. The chairman will be happy, and that's the main objective done for the day. But there will be certain aspects of that game that Paul will be disappointed with. He won't be happy with the equaliser. He won't be happy with some of those chances, especially those ones that we're saying about down the right-hand side for AFC Dunstable. But it's little things for him to work on with them. And I'll reiterate what you say. Great performance from this young AFC Dunstable lad, the AFC Dunstable squad. Sorry, really, really good, really impressive, and play football in the right way. And I will say, I think fantastic performance from Thomas Finch. Some really, really good saves, and he looks a very exciting prospect. And I'm sure Cambridge will be happy with his performance. Yeah,
most certainly. So if you're in the Creasy Park area, go and give them a watch. It'll be well worth a watch, this young team. £1,444 better off, actually, with the prospect of going £2,250 better off if they win in the first qualifying round. I'm not sure. I'm assuming the draw will be on Monday. Normally is.
Normally Monday, but it's either midday or 1 o'clock, isn't it?
So just before we go here on 90 Minutes Live, we'll try and catch up with what was happening with Welwyn Garden City and Hertford Town. Hertford at home to Kidlington. They were 1 goal up with Charlie Baines second of the week. And Welwyn Garden City were 1 goal to the good as well. So Jordan comes on and grabs a goal to extend our lead. Is that our old foe, Jordan Watson?
No,
it's Lucas Jordan. 3-1 Welwyn Garden City at Romford. So hopefully Mark Weatherstone's team will be safely through there. Needed that. Romford had a good start to the season. And just check on how Hertford Town have done. And The result is the ref blows a dominant second half, and it finishes 1-1. Ben will be disappointed with that, but Hertford, well, reasonable week, 4 points from 2 games from Hertford. Ware, good afternoon, a good week for them. Second win in a week, 4-2 against Welwyn Garden City in the league opener on Tuesday night. 2-1 here against AFC Dunstable in the FA Cup preliminary round. We'll be here again next Saturday, Ware against Northley. Look forward to that one, live as always from 2:55. So until then, and don't forget, watch out for the highlights, which will be on our YouTube channel, and also watch out for the thoughts of Paul Horsey, which will be along with the audio highlights of the match today. That'll all be up online tomorrow when we've all watched the Lionesses win the World Cup. Good luck to them. Thanks as always to Si and mate. I really enjoyed that. Great to be back.
It's fantastic to be back, Pete. Yeah, getting back into the swing of things, and looking forward to next Saturday, mate.
Me too. Thanks for listening, everybody. Final score here: Ware 2, AFC Dunstable 1. Speak to you again soon.